Reality radio done right. No nonsense, real and raw, just like you like it.
He's corrupt, he's inexperienced, and he lies.
Broadcasting from a broom closet in the Arizona Lotus Studios, it's Beef Vegan Presents.
Yo, welcome back to the show. It's Beef Vegan Presents live on Rock 102.1 KFMA, streaming worldwide at KFMA.com on this beautiful Wednesday, March 26th. Good morning, Valdez.
And Valdez.
And good morning, Tucson. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. Sorry about yesterday. Had to take the day off so I could take my car into the shop. My fingers were crossed. I was hoping to get a brand new engine out of it. That was not the case. Instead, I got myself a nice little $400 bill. For engine coil and stuff is what it is, you know, it's adulting. And again, the universe provides and the universe takes away. So I immediately was sitting pretty for a second when I got my Roadrunners check for a couple months.
And you finally got paid from them?
Yeah, my daughter moved out. I'm starting to accumulate money, right? and I have a nice little chunk of change in my savings, and I'm like, cool, nice. I can start planning the luxuries of life. I could save, I could make some investments, I could do some stuff, right? I'm basically thinking I could go to Mexico. But then immediately, I got a slurry of just, oh, no, you got to pay for this, got to pay for that. I have another thing where I looked at my account. I got $400 taken out of my account from blood work done, which it was completely, I have to go down a rabbit hole and dispute that. Because I'm like, bitch, no.
What the hell?
Yeah. So, like I said, the universe takes it. I guess the moral of the story is some people are just, are meant to be broke. And whenever the broke people make a little bit of money, they're like, no, you're throwing things out of whack. Let's get that money back.
Welcome to the club, bro.
I know, man. I know. That's why we're kindred spirits, but that's all right, because how do we celebrate our brokenness? By giving out free things to other people.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we have lots of listener bait today. Going to be giving away tickets to the Marilyn Manson concert up in Phoenix for Arizona Bike Week. We're also giving away last chance opportunities to win tickets for Renfest and your Tucson Roadrunners. So that's the listener bait today. The Roadrunners, the Marilyn Manson thing is pretty funny because we posted it on our Facebook page and it's gone viral. When I say viral, it has over 350,000 views on our Facebook page.
No way, really?
Yeah, people are freaking out about it. People from all over the country are commenting on Marilyn Manson performing in Arizona. And the comments are usually the same, too. This is how it goes. It goes three different ways. One is boo, he sucks. Two is yay, he's great. And then three is he sucks when he's on coke, but he's sober now, so he's great. And that's been the overwhelming consensus, I swear to God. And you're seeing so many. Every time I check the Facebook page, it has 100 different notifications, just people commenting. So, and it's just a simple post announcing that he's going to be doing Arizona Bike Week. We are the official Arizona Bike Week website.
Oh,
you can't see it anywhere else. It's interesting to see what things go viral. Speaking of viral, there was a viral outbreak at Casino del Sol over the weekend, and that was not good.
Oh, yeah, the steampunk thing. I heard about that.
Yeah, the steampunk convention is always a big deal. We've had organizers from the steampunk convention in a studio before. They have it at Casino del Sol. It's basically, think Comic-Con for Old West stuff, right? Niche, nerd chic, fun stuff where people get to cosplay and get together, sell trinkets and whatnot.
Yeah. Powers gave me the rundown one time.
Yeah.
I lost an hour of my life.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, he was always a part of it. And maybe this is the reason why it shut down, because they had the steampunk convention full swing, and then they just shut it down. And they're like, sorry, nerds, get out. And everyone's like, what the hell, man? I paid tickets. I paid money for these tickets. I paid money to be a vendor here. I put investment in to make money for this, and it's costing me money that you're shutting it down. And Casino del Sol made the official statement, and the official statement was they confirmed there was a norovirus outbreak that caused the cancellation. Now, norovirus is basically like the stomach flu.
Oh.
You get you vomit and you have diarrhea. And so that's bad. A couple people had that at the steampunk convention, much like dysentery if you're on the Oregon Trail. And people were like, shut it down. Everyone's going to die. Now, of course, they didn't shut down the casino, and I think that's been the biggest complaint amongst attendees for the steampunk. It's like, why do you take away our fun? But then, of course, you got to keep your operations. You're fully operating so you can make all the money you can. So it didn't matter if norovirus, if someone had stomach flu there, if someone had stomach flu on the blackjack table, you would just, you would just raise the minimum bet on the blackjack table. That's it. You're like, oh, is that guy like throwing up and pooping himself? Well, then we're going to raise the minimum bet to $50. See if that just doesn't scare him off. No, he's still there. He's betting there. Okay.
Well, if they have at the blackjack table, they just think he's over drunk. They're like, this dude had too much.
Yeah.
But you see a nerd in like garb being blah, you're like, oh, something's wrong with him.
Yeah. They say. Sorry, we interrupt that show open here because I got a lot of people popping in on the podcast broadcast this morning. First person who's going to be our guest here this morning is Arizona broadcasting legend. He's also a spokesperson and part of the Arizona Bike Week that we've been talking about. We got the one and only Pete Cummings here in the building. What's going on, Pete?
What's going on, guys? Thanks for having me on today. An absolute pleasure, and excited about the event next week. And I'm sorry I had to postpone until today, but now you know why.
Yeah. So last week we were supposed to check in with Pete, and he sent me like a cryptic email being like, something came up, but it's big, and we'll let you know. So if you don't know, Five Finger Death Punch had to pull out, and that's the unfortunate news. But the good news is they found a suitable replacement, a replacement that is literally, burning up the internet on our KFMA page because people are very excited that Marilyn Manson is returning to the stage in Arizona. Last time people saw him was with Five Finger Death Punch when they were on tour and they made a stop in Arizona, right?
That's right. Yeah. And a lot of the reviews have been great. I was following the 5FDP tour last year a lot, and a lot of the reviews have been great. A lot of those guys are clean and sober, and they totally respect that. Marilyn Manson's gotten to that point. Everyone seems to sooner or later in rock and roll got to come out the other end, and that's where Manson's at right now. His shows have been awesome, and to 3 weeks out to lose your headliner and to be able to replace them with someone of that caliber and that genre in a short period of time speaks volumes for the people we have working behind the scenes for Arizona Bike Week. And we're just tickled, man. And we were worried a lot of people might react negatively, like, oh, they're so crestfallen, so let down that Five Finger's not going to be there. But Marilyn Manson is an icon in the genre and in the industry. And a lot of people, sometimes I almost feel like more people are excited to see that show because of where he's at in his life and his career.
Yeah, well, I mean, the nostalgia factor is stronger with Marilyn Manson for sure, even though Five Finger's been at it for quite some time. And, that was the saying at the beginning when we started up the show. There was three types of people. There's people saying, boo, he sucks. Yay, he's great. And then the third set of people, which seemed to be louder than the other two, was, yay, he doesn't suck anymore because he's not on coke. And it was the coke addiction that was leading to the suckage, which anyone who knows anyone who's done too much coke, that definitely leads to suckage. Major suckage. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is Kendall and Valdez, by the way, Pete.
How are you?
On the air here in about a minute 30. And I wish I had a lot of time with you today, but we're going to have to catch up further down the rabbit hole another time because we got such a jam-packed show today. But I really want to give a heads up to all our listeners how to properly plan Bike Week, right? You're coming from Tucson, right? If you're coming from Tucson, what do you got to do to make sure that you can execute Arizona Bike Week to its maximum capacity? What do you not want to miss? What the times you got to get there? That kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, it's a conglomeration of just a lot of great elements. Of course, there's the live concerts, and we've got the Handlebar Saloon stage, which has a ton of Arizona bands. Matter of fact, Misconduct from the Tucson area participated in our Battle of the Bands in January and did quite well, and they grabbed themselves a prime slot. They were on the Handlebar stage right before Marilyn Manson on Saturday the 5th. So
that's great for them. That's a big shout out for them. We're going to recap that too here in about 30 seconds. So right now we're just on the stream, and then we're going to be on the FM side here in just under 30 seconds. So I definitely want to shout out their name again, Misconduct, right? I should pull them up here on the Facebook too, because I know they got a Facebook page that I'm probably friends with. And then we could even share that on the stream. I know this is all new. Look at this new technology here, Pete. This is how we radio now. Isn't that crazy?
It baffles me, man. I remember when last time I was doing like during COVID, everyone was like, you got to do a bunch of videos online. You got to really, create additional content. You got to throw a bunch of stuff out there. And it was just such a different approach. But I mean, it's mandatory now. You have to go down every avenue to get people to pay attention.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're listening to Arizona broadcasting legend Pete Cummings here live on the podcast broadcast. Welcome back. It's Rock 102.1. Now, Pete is also, a spokesperson for Arizona Bike Week. What is your official title for Arizona Bike Week there, Pete?
I am the entertainment director for Arizona Bike Week, so I'm essentially largely a liaison for all the Arizona bands, for the Handlebar Saloon stage bands. And I also MC the kickstand, which is kind of like the Sideshow Bob tent that I get to man for a lot of the time. We have all kinds of cool things going on there. We'll be doing like games, giving away prizes, all the I guess the bike show awards will be taking place in the kickstand, and there's stunt shows going on. There's this thing called the Amped Electric Games. These guys ride motorized unicycles all over the place, and no seat. No, nothing to hang on to, but just one of the many splendid things you'll find at Arizona Bike Week this year. But I'm essentially largely involved in the music end of it, and just making sure that everything goes off on the stages without a hitch.
Is it a weird flex for a unicyclist to look at badass motorcyclists and be like, huh, you ride with two wheels? Huh, I remember when I was a little bitch. Yeah. I got one wheel now. Yeah. That's pretty hardcore.
It is hardcore, man. I didn't even know it existed until this year, and we've got these guys out there for that. We've also got some really cool stuff. There's these guys called they do a twin stunts motorcycle stunt show. These guys are twins, and so there's that certain synergy, between twins. They have that weird energy. They finish each other's sentences or whatever. But these guys do a really unique show. It's not to be missed, and you can do factory demo rides. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It's like a Disneyland for consenting adults.
Nice, yeah. Well, actually, right. Valdez was comparing it to our version of Sturgis. Would that be correct?
That is accurate. Arizona Bike Week truly is the largest biker rally in the Southwest, so it's on par with Sturgis for sure.
So nice. Somebody who's never been to Sturgis but always wanted to go, will this like fulfill that hunger pang of, the Sturgis, the whole vibe of it?
Yeah, and that's a good question. I actually, one of my bands played Sturgis a couple of years ago, so I got to go see the spectacle and whatnot. It's a much larger area because you got the whole town, and you got like the downtown area and then all the campgrounds and everything. But the spirit, the vibe, the energy that you'll find at Sturgis, you'll also find at Arizona Bike Week. It's the same people, it's the same community, it's the same energy, and it's pretty much all the same elements too. You're going to have crazy cool bike shows. We've got charity rides going on. We've got all the same elements that you would hope to find in Sturgis. You'll find at Arizona Bike Week too.
Let me ask you this, so you don't have to answer verbally. Just give me one wink for yes and two winks for hell yes. Is there going to be lots of random biker boobs just being flashed about?
Oh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, no, he's having a seizure, everybody. He's having a seizure. You okay, Pete? Come back.
I need my pen. Need my EpiPen.
That's always fun, too. So the spirit of it. Okay, so we've been giving out tickets we already gave out tickets for Stone Temple Pilots, right? Obviously, we're giving out tickets for Marilyn Manson all this week. Mudvayne's going to be performing as well. For everybody that is making their way up from Tucson to Arizona Bike Week, what's some tips? What do they need to do to make sure that they don't miss out on any of the fun?
I would say definitely plan plenty of travel time. You're going to have the 2-hour drive just to get to the metro area up here anyway. And then traffic's going to be coming up the 101, which is where you're going to have to exit to get to Westworld. Just plan for extra time. There's going to be a ton of motorcycles, and it's always just a little dicey when you put that many bikes in one place, and just allow yourself plenty of extra time because you don't want to miss anything. The gates are at 10 a.m. every day, so there's plenty of time to walk around. Take some time out, go grab a drink at one of the bars, then go back out, see a stunt show, check out a band for a while, but allow yourself plenty of time. It's like going out to the Renaissance Festival. You're going to hit that wall about 30 minutes from the place. So just allow, and so you don't stress out. And so you put yourself in a good position to be in a good mind frame when you get there and have a good time.
Nice. And then is there still camping available? Because I know there's camping on site at Westworld. So those of you looking for places to stay, obviously in that area, plenty of like Airbnbs and hotels, but camping on site, right?
Without a doubt. I would say get to the website, azbikeweek.com, and the remaining, there are also RV, there might be some RV spots still left in a couple of the lots. But yeah, there's a huge polo field where people can camp out there, have a good time. They also have showers on site. So if you're going to go camping, you can at least stay hygienically correct. And
He's so afraid of little things. You can shower. I won't have smelly balls. You say?
I like being cleanly.
Yeah, I know you do.
What's the food situation? Are you guys gonna have like vendors, trucks,
tons of food,
restaurant?
dude.
Yeah, there's vendors and trucks, and there's actually inside Westworld now in the big field house where the Handlebar Saloon stage and a lot of the displays and some of the vendors are going to be. They have vending that's actually permanent on-site vending. So there'll be that. There'll be a lot of specialty food trucks out there. Tons of food options. I remember last year they had this like a donut holes thing where you could go and get a bunch of donut holes for breakfast, and they came with those little syringes that with just jelly in them, and make your own like donut holes and stuff. So there's some eclectic, cool food options there as well, man. It won't be just burgers and gyros and chicken fingers, man. There'll be a lot to have.
Yeah, dude, it's a full-blown festival. So, yeah, it seems like it's all-inclusive as well. So give yourself some extra time. What's the website where everyone can go to get all that information plus tickets and all that good stuff?
That is azbikeweek.com, azbikeweek.com. And to your previous point, if you were looking to see some well-endowed biker ladies and guys, we do have the after-hours contest after the main show every night, like after Jackal on Wednesday, after Stone Temple Pilots. In the Handlebar is the after party, and that's where it gets nuts, man. That's where you want to be.
Oh, yeah. We're raging here. Arizona Bike Week is coming up here in the first weekend of April. So azbikeweek.com to get all that information. Pete Cummings, everybody. We're going to wrap things up with Pete here on the podcast broadcast. Be back with Brittany Battle and Brie Seward of SVP Tucson. But till then, we'll play some new music for Nothing More featuring Eric V of I Prevail. Here's House of Sand on Rock 102.1 KFMA. Clear. Excellent. Pete, thank you so much for checking in, dude. That sounds like a blast. I know you're going to be exhausted at the end of it, but, well done.
Yeah, I'm actually a musician, dude. I'm playing twice on Wednesday. I'm playing with the very first band on the Handlebar. I'm sitting in with this band. And then I'm playing with, I have a Motley Crue tribute called Deja Crew. We're playing the after party Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time. Hope you guys make it up.
Absolutely. Will do. Well, thank you so much, dude. And I'm sorry it was such a jam-packed day because we got like guests on guests. But yeah, I appreciate the time.
I know how it goes, brother. Have a good show.
Thanks, brother. You too. Pete Cummings, everybody.
He's
a legend. All right. So as we reset the table here for Brittany Battle and Brie Seward, we'll continue our conversation from this morning and went a little something like this. It seems that Casino del Sol has put out a release that evening confirming the norovirus outbreak. Of course, people are upset. They're demanding, refunds and whatnot. But Casino del Sol has to stand by it. Be like, hey, it was all for the safety of our team members who reportedly experienced stomach-like flu symptoms as well. So that's what happened over the weekend at Casino del Sol. Still plenty of great opportunities for events at Casino del Sol, though. So
it's still the soul of Tucson.
It's still you are nothing but a catchphrase, a walking catchphrase, dude. All right, well, we got a lot of stuff to get to this morning, so why don't we start off with hooking you up with a pair of tickets for the Arizona Ren Fest. Again, this weekend is the last weekend for the Ren Fest, and if you and a friend want to go for free, be caller number 10 right now, 600 KFMA, 605-362. Get those tickets, and then coming up after some 41, we'll do our morning more on. Kicking things off with Nirvana. Here's Smell Like Speed and Rock 102.1 KFMA. You know the name of the show. Let's go! Rock 102.1 KF, man. Welcome back to Beat Figure Presents. Now 6:16 and time for your morning moron. Let's do it. All right. Now, did you know in some states you could use finger guns like a weapon? And they'll charge you like that if you're able to successfully commit a crime using finger guns as your weapon. So do you feel a little timid right now that I'm double Double gunning right there. Pew, pew.
I kind of feel like you're giving me good news, like you're super happy about it.
That's true. I know. Well, there was a situation where there was a store clerk that wasn't getting good news when he was getting finger guns pointed at him. He was being robbed, actually. It happened on Sunday night. A man named Antonio walked into a place, pointed a finger gun at the cashier, and started talking stuff. And, we assumed that he had his hand in his pocket, but so it looked real.
Oh, okay.
But still, it was a finger gun nonetheless.
I thought it was like straight up like, Meh.
Yeah, like, give me all your money. I'm going to point my thumb down and bam.
The rubber band, like when we were little.
Yeah. So anyways, he robbed this cashier. Now that's obviously something stupid to do. People do that in times of desperation. But if you're going to be dumb enough to walk in and rob a store without a weapon, then you got to make sure that your getaway is smooth and covert, right? What you don't want to do is have a getaway vehicle that might cause attention, right? Well, Antonio, he sped off in an SUV, right? Well, those are pretty common. It was a pink GMC Yukon. So, yeah, dude. The only one, I guarantee, in Colorado. You don't see them on the road very often, right? Please. We say goodbye to one guest. We say hello to a next. And the next is returning good friend of the show. She is the one, the only, the uncomparable Brittany Battle, everybody. Yes, with the best name in the game. Well, honestly, Brittany is the best. And she's been literally just kind of tearing up all of Tucson. Still with SVP Tucson, doing a thing. And also kind of exploring into live performance, jazz, vocalizing. Even done some not burlesque performances at burlesque shows.
Right. A lot of hosting and stuff,
A lot of hosting, yes.
A lot of just like daydreaming that I'm sitting here with Beef and you guys.
Yeah, you could always pop in. We got an open door policy here, Brittany. You know that, A lot of false advertising Brittany does, too. If you follow her on social media, she'll throw out me like, hey, who's going to be at this burlesque show? This Beef guy. You want him or me to host? And like 10 out of 10 times, they're like, we're going to go with the hot woman, please.
If you guys aren't bugging Beef on social media, my question to you is why? And do, throw him out there.
Yeah, I'm the best like as far as resharing. Like if you bug me, that's a reshare. 100%. I don't even care what it says. It could literally say like the worst things about me, like reshare.
Strategy. If you are trying to increase your followers, share something with Beef because he can't help himself.
No, I can't. It's like, that looks terrible, but it's awesome.
Exploiting his weakness.
Yeah.
Very smart.
My vanity. Yes. Now, okay, so you're in here for obviously many reasons, but SVP Tucson is starting to get people to come in, I forgot all my words right now, to submit their applications.
No. We're way beyond that now. So in about a week, on April 3rd, at the Fox Theater, we're going to have our Fast Pitch main event.
Oh, wait a second. That's already coming up on April 3rd?
Yeah. So we're ready. And I'm honored to be the Master of Ceremonies this year.
Oh, nice.
So I've got all kinds of things up my sleeves.
Have you not been Master of Ceremonies before? I always assumed you were because you're such a great spokesperson.
Thank you. Well, I say this and I believe this truly. My job as the Fast Pitch Director has been training me all along.
Yeah.
I mean, my job is to teach people how to speak, how to, be really mindful of the words that they're using and to make connections with people. So I'm ready now. It was never my job to be the host. It was to help build up other nonprofit leaders and organizations. But I love this program.
Yeah.
It's our 10-year, and I'm been blessed with the opportunity to do this. So I'm going to bring it.
Yeah, so Fast Pitch Tucson, have you ever heard of it, Kendall?
No.
So this is a nonprofit organization that supplies grants to aspiring other nonprofits and businesses, local businesses. Last year, who were some of the grant recipients?
Oh, last year we had Special Needs Solutions, we had TMM and Family Services. Each year we bring in 8. So it's an annual program, and we train them up, we teach them, we give them this free training program, and then we have this centerpiece event. We call it a pitch showcase, the main event, and they pitch to an audience of global donors. Yeah,
and it's kind of like think Shark Tank, right? They're doing this big pitch, and it has to be somewhat entertaining and engaging, but obviously, to be able to capture the passion of what they do and why they would love people to invest in it.
That's right.
That's rad.
Yeah, it's both for those that have a giving spirit, either businesses or individuals that want to connect to the community. They don't know how. This is the place to do it. We train up the nonprofits and we create an environment for them to step into this big stage and this big global event. And I love it. We really teach people how to get through their nerves.
Yeah.
We teach them how to really connect with the work that they're doing. Like, what is it? If people in the community don't know what you're doing or what the need is, how can you shape it for them? How can you tell them in a way that invites people in? And so you guys do it here on the radio all the time. You know, you're figuring out ways to tell stories, to entertain people, right? You gotta lure them in, and then to get out really important messages.
I used to sit on the board for Esperanza Dance Project.
Yeah.
I remember one year it was the Girl Scouts first and then us. And it's like, well.
Yep.
Why was your dance project? So was it like adult dance? Why
Because
was it awkward to follow the Girl Scouts?
Because they deal with like childhood sexual abuse trauma. So to have like Girl Scouts go first, and then here's our cover.
Okay,
like,
now
you
I
know,
see why that would be awkward. Yeah.
It's a hard follow.
It
Yeah,
really is, man.
You're like, is there anyone you can put right in front of there? Someone's like gonna buffer? Like,
Yeah,
ugh.
and that's life, right? You might be hanging out somewhere, you know, getting your groceries or doing something, and be faced up against back-to-back causes or issues or whatever. And that's why the training matters. It's like, okay, know your environment, know who you're speaking to, know what you're coming up against, and really provide a pitch that engages people to want to be part of what you're doing. You know? And
I love it. Let's go down the rabbit hole here on the podcast broadcast. We'll have more Brittany battles. We talk about SVP Tucson, which is coming up on April 3rd at the Fox Theater. And so how you could be a part of it as well. So you can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan, or keep it right here on Rock 102.1. I don't know why they play that. I'm just going to, I don't need a promo during my show, right?
Just covering all angles, man.
Yeah. We're like, hey, if you thought that wasn't funny, check out this. Like, what? No, that's not cool. Hey, so let me pull up the website as well. You got it pulled up? You do me a favor, Valdez. We can do some screen
Pop it
sharing
up.
on your end.
yeah, and I always bring a little game or something.
Oh,
You know
shit.
me, you know
Oh,
me.
shit. Hold on a
So-
second. Hold on. Just, I need you to do this for me, Brittany.
Okay.
Say you want to play a game.
Beef, I want to play a game with you today.
All right. What's the game, Brittany? Battle?
All right, this game is called Pitch This.
Okay.
All right.
I like this.
So each of you can have an opportunity, if you wish, to pitch something. Just really sell it, guys. Okay? Really sell this. Be quick.
Okay.
All right, so we can move through different ones, and then let's see what you got, okay? So, Beef, you're up first.
Okay.
Pitch celibacy.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a tough one.
That's rough.
That's wishful thinking.
That's rough.
I will tell you this. I did practice the art of celibacy, if you will. When I was in college, I felt like I want to abstain, if you will, for 30 days. I did like the 30-day challenge before Josh Hartnett made a movie about it. Okay? I don't know if this is a pitch because I turned into a monster. I will. To where.
This is, a terrible pitch.
Yeah, okay. Because let me tell you why celibacy kills. And we have a whole incel culture based off this. But I went like a full 30 days without sex and masturbation. Okay, and at the age that I was like 22. I was, I needed to get that poison out all the time. So I went the full 30 days, and my friend Stephanie came over. Now, Stephanie and I, she's a beautiful woman. I'm still friends with her today. We dated a little bit in high school, but we were just, we're friends at that point, just super friends. She would come over and hang out, and she came over and hung out one day, and I was super mean to her. I was just viciously mean to her, to where she broke down and cried. She's like, "Why are you so mean to me?" Oh. Yeah, and which broke my heart because I genuinely loved this girl. And I was like, you know what? I'm sorry. Just I gotta take a shower. I'll be back. And
Oh
Is
my
this your
goodness.
pitch?
no,
I'm
okay,
sorry,
hold on.
guys.
Hold
yeah,
on.
I'm sorry I did this to you.
I got
guys.
lost. I'm like,
I'm telling you, I will never pitch celibacy for young men. And I'm telling you why. Because again, it's not good for society. So I went into the shower. I did my deed and my knees buckled. I almost collapsed in that shower.
gosh.
Right? And I was like, oh, but all that toxic rage escaped through my body. You'll know where. But
Well, never.
Down the drain in the shower.
down the drain, on the wall.
I just want to
Through the
apologize
water.
to Tucson right now. I'm sorry, guys, for the podcast
like a
broadcast viewers.
self-exorcism.
That's
You're
my
like,
bad.
be gone, demon.
The demon was gone. I came out like Gandhi, right? I went up and I gently placed a kiss on her forehead. I swear to God, this is a true story. And I apologized to her. And then we sat down and we hung out and everything was fine. So unfortunately, I am not the person to preach celibacy to my male constituents, if you will, because I know that we are such basic creatures that it's literally you have to get the poison out. Now, I don't know if celibacy benefits women. Potentially. I know that every relationship I've been in, celibacy definitely has benefited the women. But I would say for men, you got to get the poison out. So.
I'm going to invite Beef into our pitch development training class because that was hilarious. I loved every second of it, but you need to
story.
cut out like 3.5 minutes.
Oh, it's too long?
Yeah, she said
Yeah.
make it quick and
Yeah.
to the point, and
Oh.
you went on a
That was-
whole
Yeah. Okay, if I
Storytelling
storytelling
sum
better.
journey.
okay, I will sum it up in one sentence. Celibacy in men creates mass murderers.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, I'm going to look at you guys over here.
Top that.
Jesus.
Pitch tampons for men.
Oh, Valdez, you
Wait,
got
me
this.
or-
Yeah, no.
Sure.
You know,
Valdez, you're up.
All right. Wow, what the hell, man?
you have mampons. Okay, you got this.
So in a day and age where everything is acceptable and nothing is left to the imagination, we need man ponds more now than ever because leakage happens through many orifices, but the one
Many of
orifice
them.
that is neglected is our back orifice. You know, sometimes it's too much wings, sometimes it's a hangover from a whiskey Saturday night.
Oh, just pause for 1 second. I made the mistake of going close up on you, and we missed Kendall's initial face, so I had to go like split screen to catch all the faces. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. You're on the roll. You're doing good.
He said man ponds. So I just want to point something out here. Second up to pitch. He came out clean. You came out with a new term. You really sold that. That
Yeah.
was,
Say my first rodeo.
I was saying.
Especially,
I
man.
gotta
I mean,
sell things.
honestly, like you actually gave something that's in his wheelhouse. I mean, me, that's the
Here,
opposite.
this might be in your wheelhouse, but feel free to chime in too.
Okay.
Pitch some stand-up comedy special titles on Netflix. It could be for yourself. It could be for something else. What
the
what
hell?
is?
I'm the stand-up comedian.
Let's
Why did I
go,
get that one?
Valdez. Come on,
Yeah,
baby.
look, you had both of them. You know
Take
man
it.
ponds, you know stand-up comedy. I mean, you're an expert in all this.
But
Take
she's
it.
got to go. Come on, Kendall.
Never say never. Nobody asked for this.
Mm. That's right.
That one made me laugh. You know what?
Boom.
I have to Google and make sure like that's not already a comedy special
Oh
name.
my God,
Because
that's
I think
good.
that's a
Yeah,
good comedy
yeah.
special name.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
That's right.
Just do it. Should I keep going?
I don't even know if you're allowed to anymore. Would
That-
No,
Nike
that
you
for
get
that
sued.
would
You get
be-
sued immediately. You
Yeah.
can't do
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's try one more. And you guys can throw one at me if you want to.
Okay.
Ooh. Pitch to Larry Mack.
Oh.
that You want a new career.
Oh, if I've already
Oh,
done
that's
that.
too easy. Okay, all right, all right.
I've been told this is as far as I'm gonna go, man. It's like,
He told you that?
yeah.
Well, that's not true.
It's so far 4 years, man.
All right,
Well,
pitch
I
to
mean, you
Larry
stay in the
Mack a
building.
new career for Larry.
Oh,
That really try to sell it to him.
you know, Larry, you have such a gentle soul, and I've been thinking because every time I talk to you, I feel like I go to church. I come out just so much easier and just stress free. I really think that you should think about leaving your family and joining the church. You should be a priest.
I think you'd look like a monk because he's bald. So yeah, monkhood I think would be good. Let's get back on the air of that. I think you're in the right ballpark though. Rock 102.1 KFMA.
Ballpark.
Welcome Ballpark. Oh, Kendall with the
ouchies.
wordplay. We were playing a game with a Brittany battle for SVP Tucson because SVP is all about the fast pitch. And those aspiring businesses and nonprofits, they give a pitch to a full crowd of people at the Fox Theater, looking for their contributions and donations to help their dreams become a reality. And SVP Tucson has been an organization for 10 years, continuing to grow and service the community, and has been doing a fantastic job. So she turned the pitch around for us. And, I had the worst pitch for sure. But Valdez with the man pond pitch and Kendall with the comedy special pitch was really good, really strong. All right, Brittany battle then. Let's see. I need you to pitch why fat guys need love too. And
all right.
go.
I'm gonna put my hat backwards and really be beef for this.
Yeah.
She's
We're
gonna get in
blend
the
on that.
moment.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, I'm going full screen. Here we go.
Like, she's gonna fight. Hold your
It's
earrings.
gonna be good.
Should be. The pressure's on now. Fat guys need girls. And keep in mind, there are two fat guys in studio that are listening intently.
Ladies, you want to be loved. We know it. All right, you're yearning to be loved.
Wow.
The fat men, oh, do they know how to love?
They do.
They got more love to give. They got more time to caress. And you know what? Baby, they'll take you to eat. They will take you out. And you don't have to feel bad about it. Does your ass look good in these jeans? It does, girl. Does my ass look good in these jeans? That's what you got to say back, boys. And it does. You're fat boys. You look good. You
Nice.
deserve your platform to feel like your most beautiful selves.
All right. Then, so you sold me. Now, if you sold all of Tucson, only time will tell. I'll let you know if
Time
my
will tell.
DMs fill up and be like, you know what?
Right.
Wow.
Ladies, come on.
I don't even know
Give
what
the
he
fat
said.
boys some love.
Wow.
I mean, you blew Valdez away. You know, it's fantastic.
I think I see a tear in his eye.
I even had a fat guy in my shirt. Like, I was ready for this.
Yeah, you were. Yeah. What's your shirt say, by the way?
Just a effing minute, Your Majesty.
Oh, okay, nice.
That's from the movie Blood In, Blood Out.
Oh, yeah, nice. All the classic shirts and stuff. You should be pitching your shirt company to Fast Pitch Tucson. What are some of the companies that are and organizations that are participating this year?
So this year we've got 8. We've got Greater Vale Community Resources. They are a one-stop shop for those out in Vale.
Okay.
It's a growing community, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Very
there's
fast
it's
growing.
a big need.
Yeah.
Yeah, people think it's a well-to-do, area, but there's a lot of need out there, and so they're out there supporting that. We've got Borderlands Theater. They help share voices of those on the border and stories of those across the border, and for kids and adults to learn how to utilize arts
Nice.
to connect.
Is that roster on your website?
Yeah, it is. You go to Fast Pitch and you meet the class. You've got it right now.
Okay.
We've got Tucson Juneteenth Festival and Larry Starks that represents that, and what an incredible organization. And Grupo Youth Cycling, Compass Affordable Housing to help those find homes and resources, Amphi Foundation, El Rio Health Center. So it's a great class. This is our 10-year too. So it's
Yeah, that's a big deal. And tickets still available to be at the Fox Theater to witness this?
Yep, witness it. It's tickets can be found on foxtucson.com. So it's this beautiful big night downtown at the Fox Theater. So come be curious. Come see what's going on in Tucson. Come see a global audience of donors and philanthropists. It's a pretty exciting night.
It's very
Excellent.
inspiring.
Well, let's watch this video on the podcast broadcast. And let me ask you this question. Speaking of curiosity, are you curious as to what the beer of Arizona tastes like?
Beer, like
Yeah, beer.
Yeah.
That tastes like Arizona. Because I have Amy and Jamie coming in, and Arizona's, celebrating a milestone, and we have an official beer for the entire state of Arizona that they're going to share with us. Yeah, so let's drink some beer this
right.
morning.
really?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have them in
Every
studio
time. I
next.
love it.
So let's drink some beer, and then we're going to watch this video here on the podcast broadcast. You can join us, youtube.com/beefvegan.
That's
Clear.
cool.
Yeah, let's no, I wanted that screen back up. I was like, oh, press play for me, and then grab Amy and Jamie, and we're going to squeeze them in and then start drinking some beer.
Fast pitch, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Well, hold on. Yeah, pull that up first. Well, actually, while you get ready for that, let's see. I'll play.
That was this video, right?
I mean, that's them getting announced into the class, which is cool.
Okay, yeah. If it's cool, then we gotta see it. If it's not cool, then we don't got to see it.
Part of my job, I always tease with people, is like I get to pop confetti on people a lot. Like, and by that I mean we do that for real, and we celebrate them. And so like
You're like the new age Rip Taylor.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
love it. Like I love it. Yeah.
All right, press play and hit full screen on that, Valdez.
SVP Fast Pitch notified its winning nonprofit participants for 2025.
You made it into Fast Pitch. Oh my God! I made it into Fast Pitch. Oh my goodness!
I'm excited to find to bring out my inner voice, and to really demonstrate what we do here at the Community Food Bank to serve our community with my coworkers and my employees and my volunteers.
You made it into Fast Pitch. I didn't know who I was looking for. Congratulations! Take this. Oh my gosh! I want to cry.
Oh my gosh, thank you for the opportunity. It means a lot for our organization. It means a lot for myself, for self-development, just to gain confidence and to be able to be a positive impact in our community and as a leader and in our organization.
You've made it into Fast Pitch.
Really? Yeah. Whoa, oh my God. It's such an incredible opportunity. I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better organization, to really kind of help us, uplift us, to where we hope that we can be. And, this is just such an honor, and we can't thank you enough, Fast Pitch. Thank you so much. It's been just an unbelievable day for us. Thank you.
Made it into Fast Pitch 2025.
I'm crying a little bit. Wow. Can you do a hug? Yes! It's been such an honor to learn more about these programs and to amplify El Grupo. It's such an honor to just bring El Grupo to the main stage.
Good, Chelsea. Oh, no.
Congratulations! You're
Okay, thank you, Sam. That is incredible. Wow. We're 50 years young. Our story is largely unknown, and we're so excited to be part of the Fast Pitch cohort, especially 10th year anniversary, so we can get this story out to the community. Hey. Oh my God.
Congratulations! You made it into Fast Pitch.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. All right.
Oh, what it means is so much for the organization and for myself. And Rio is a hometown success story founded in.
That's all right. We need more.
That's Amy pouring beer for us right now. Is that, or Jamie? Okay.
I told you.
Oh, yeah. Well, Amy and Jamie. Well, you know what? Yeah, do me a favor.
Do not on the. Yeah.
Amy, squeeze in. This way, yeah, so we can get you in. Because we're on a podcast broadcast, and we're going to drink some beer here. And now there's going to be, we'll talk about, this is Barrio beer.
That covers us, but you guys, I'm sure, are going to partake in your hard work, and right?
And the reason why we're doing this is because Tucson's going to be celebrating 250th anniversary, which is essentially our birthday of a city. And is that this year?
So it's yes, it's this year. So
wow.
The official founding of the city was August 1775. So that puts us at 250.
Does that make us older than Phoenix?
Yes.
That's
okay,
right.
Yeah.
That's right.
We're the true beginning of the state here. But we have to remember though that it's kind of this random day, and that's why we use the plus.
Yeah.
Because in fact there were people here. We are the longest inhabited valley in all of North America.
Right. Okay. Yeah, because we were part of Mexico and some
And the native, the
yeah.
Tohono O'odham have been here for thousands of years. So,
Right.
So we recognize that, but then we also were like, well, we want to throw a party because we're 250. So why not?
Can we be thousands of years?
We can be
250. Right. Like.
And we want to make sure you have beer to celebrate that
Exactly.
birthday.
So we needed to have a signature drink for our big party anniversary. It's delicious.
Yeah, it's a pre-party. And this isn't even the Arizona beer. This is just this rando Barrio beer.
This is our Copperhead Pale Ale. So when we were talking about a type of beer to do, obviously Presidio Pale Ale just has a nice ring to it overall, right?
Yeah.
And so we're like, well, we can do something with maybe our Copperhead Pale Ale. But then we met with Amy and the rest of the museum. We're like, you know what? We need to do something special for this. It's a big deal. We need to create something brand new. And so our brewery came up with a great recipe. We haven't quite brewed it yet.
Okay.
It will be available at the end of May. But it will be a pale ale. It's approachable. Well, if you're not like into IPAs, it's too hoppy.
Yeah.
Well, this is a nice middle ground between the not hoppy beers and the hoppy.
And now you're speaking my language, and we're gonna get on the air and talk more about this information. But yeah, I'm one of the people that like the IPA. If it's too hoppy, I feel like a bloat, like an uncomfortable bloat. Right, which I don't even really like. Some of my friends, they drink it like it's water or milk. They love it, right? And then for whatever reason, no matter what, I just kind of feel uncomfortable. So I go towards more pale ale and everything. Rock 102.1 KFMA. Welcome back to Beef Vegan Presents. We're joined in studio. We got a full house this morning as we're sipping beer on a Wednesday, as you would, with Amy and Jamie. And see, I want to say Amy is with Amy is.
I'm Amy. I'm with the Presidio Museum.
Yes, and Jamie is with Barrio Brewing. Excellent. Yes, and the Presidio Museum. And the reason why you guys linked up together is because Tucson is somewhat unofficially celebrating their 250th anniversary as Arizona's longest inhabited area, longest running city. Take that, Phoenix.
Take that, Phoenix.
Yeah, Presky, you got nothing on this, right?
That's right.
Like,
that's right. So the city was founded in 1775, so that puts us at 250. So time to have a party, and we always have to say that this is a bit of a random day in that we know that there have been people living in this valley for thousands of years, but that's why we call it 250 plus.
Right.
And hey, so we came to Barrio Brewing and said, we'd really like to do something special to acknowledge this 250th celebration.
Yeah, it's not every day you're 250 years old.
Exactly.
No.
It deserves
And
its own
not
beer,
that many
right?
cities that are 250 years old. So.
Really? Does that make us one of the oldest cities west of the Mississippi?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, and of course, Barrio's coming up with a distinct flavor that captures the essence of the Sonoran Desert, right? We're unique in a way that we have a landscape that is unlike many others all over the world, Like, we have plenty of different plant life here that is exclusive to our region.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, does it have essence of like rainwater and Saguaros? Like, what are we
Well, we
looking
are
at?
using
as far as...
Tucson water, obviously, so that's 94% of the beer in itself,
All
right?
Hey, we do have the best water.
We are going to be linking up with a Sinagua malts, which is actually up in Camp Verde, but it's a local malt, so we'll be using local malts in the recipe. Other than that, we use Amarillo hops, which is really where you're getting like the floral, spicy, citrusy notes in the beer.
Yeah.
And overall, like Tucson, spicy, citrus, one of the five.
Yeah, with
five
5
C's
Arizona,
of
yeah.
Arizona.
Yeah, we learned that in elementary school. They stopped teaching that, I think.
C's,
I think they stopped teaching the 5
Exactly,
C's.
right?
which
We're
is
like
unfortunate.
incorporating all of this.
Yeah.
And it pairs great with Mexican food. So,
yes.
I mean, it pairs great with a lot of different foods, but Mexican food is my favorite overall.
It's all of our favorites. In fact, actually, people come from outside of Tucson and they ask, like, so you just eat like Mexican food every day? And you're like, what are you talking about? Food? Yeah, we eat food every day. So,
Can
yeah.
we see the bottle if you just hold it up? Because I want to.
So this isn't the actual can for the Presidio Pale Ale. We're brewing the Presidio Pale Ale in May, and it'll be ready at the end of May. I brought our Copperhead Pale Ale because it was one of our earlier beers that we did make, and this was kind of like the start of the conversation, so that's why I brought this one. The can, I don't have the artwork in front of me, but it's beautiful. I mean, it's got the seal.
Hold up that can real quick just so people can see, or to the camera.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, right in front of you. There you
Yeah,
go.
this is what we're drinking right now, and it's delicious. If you see that bottle out there, that's a great one. That Barrio with a big B on there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and one of the things that was cool about us connecting is that Barrio Brewing is the oldest brewing company
Yeah, one of the most synonymous with the region as well. In fact, actually, Barrio has been expanding rapidly all over the place, right? Like, what's been the latest with Barrio?
We're doing what we can. We started in 1991, so we're Arizona's longest continuously brewing brewery. Actually, I brought our Barrio Blonde.
Yeah, the blonde is legendary. Yeah,
This
which
is where
you can find almost everywhere.
That's where it all started. This is the longest continuously brewed beer in Arizona as well. And so we will be celebrating 34 years in May this year. We obviously have our tap room downtown. We have a great relationship with Gentle Ben's, which is where it all started.
Oh, yeah.
And then, we've branched out to different airports throughout Arizona. You'll find a spot at the Tucson airport before you board. And then we are in Deer Valley in Phoenix, as well as Mesa in Phoenix.
Nice.
So if you are not in Tucson, you can find us. And then obviously we have cans available statewide.
Yeah, Barrio Blonde. I mean, part of it's the name, but most of it's the flavor. It's just a delicious beer all the way through, too, which I probably have to crack one of those open. Just a reminder of the taste of a Barrio Blonde. Okay, sorry, I was being responsible. I didn't know this was a chug-off Brittany battle.
I love this. I love that you've come in and educate us. I feel like your beer is so classic here. If you're in Tucson, it's just a legend, you know?
You see it everywhere.
It's synonymous with the city for sure.
We're very grateful to everybody who's put us on tap, and I have enough of these for everybody unless you don't want a full beer.
Yeah.
If you don't,
Well, we'll do tasters just so it looks responsible.
Yeah,
if we taste them all, whatever.
So-
So we're celebrating this, right? So when can people get the rollout of the big anniversary beer? And is there going to be any events or anything involved?
Event. So
Good.
the official founding of the city, and I always say the modern day city, but that date is August 20th, 1775. And so on August 23rd of this year, we will be having a big party downtown.
Nice.
It's going to be free. It'll be at the Presidio Museum, and the streets will be closed as well. We'll have live music, various local performers. I don't know if you know Gertie and the T.O. Boys is a local band. They're awesome. So they'll be down there along with a lot of others, and we will be serving this fabulous 250-plus Presidio Pale Ale. Along with Mexican food and lots of other things that are all about Tucson.
Oh, that's awesome. So that's happening August 23rd. Going to be a big celebration of the 250 years that this great city has been existing, and with the honorary beer courtesy of Barrio Brewing. Is there a website where people can get information, mark their calendars, all that good stuff?
Yeah, well, our website is TucsonPresidio.com.
Okay.
And there are we have a calendar with information about the events. There will be several events happening this summer with our organization, but also other museums and cultural organizations. So cheers to Presidio Pale Ale.
Cheers to 250 years.
Cheers to 250
You look great, Tucson. You don't look over 200 for sure.
Not a day over 150.
All right, we're going to continue the celebration and the conversation moving on the podcast broadcast. You can join us youtube.com/beefvegan. Be back with your beef tip after music from Stained on Rock 102.1 KFMA.
It's Wednesday, but it tastes like a Friday.
It does taste like a Friday.
It's so easy to drink, and whether it's hot or cold.
I know.
It's my go-to. I mean, not a lot of places allow you to drink while you're working, right? If I still need to get a lot of stuff done, this is my go-to because I can.
This is your coffee beer?
I can still be productive.
Yeah.
It's your focus
while enjoying some really good beer.
What a strong pitch if I run into my boss in the hallway. But like, no, I'm drinking productive beer. I am running errands today. It's funny, actually. I am picking up my car in the shop right after this. Maybe I shouldn't smell too much like beer, but whatever. I mean beer to pay for that bill.
For our legal department, this is your first non-alcoholic brew, right?
It totally is, 100%.
That's amazing.
No.
It's hard to,
Technically, you're not legally allowed to work the board if you're drinking. If you're under the influence. This is like a car, right? But I could set up in a bar and drink as long as I have someone sober working the board. Going boop, boop, boop. Yeah. Fun facts.
Things
I know.
to learn.
Yeah. Luckily, I got a good base, so it takes a little bit more to get me a little buzz. So I could have any of our cop friends come in with the breathalyzer, I'd ace it. The Presidio's always doing cool stuff, right?
We are always doing cool stuff.
Yeah. So what events you have coming up like at the tail end of spring? I mean, spring just started.
Actually, this weekend, this Saturday, we have Native Nations Day, which is one of our actually biggest. It's kind of like a big market, and that we'll have performers, but also crafts people, people selling jewelry and various art pieces, and it's always really, really a nice time. And then you can come shop and then go across the street and go to Old Town Artisans and have lunch over there, and it's a good day.
Yeah.
And then we have we have our summer camps for kiddos, and then we're gonna have several like lectures and kind of celebrate 250 plus related events in the summer. So we actually have Dave Fitzsimmons coming in, and he's going to do a Tucson trivia night.
Okay. So, Dave Fitzsimmons, legendary cartoonist.
Legendary.
Legendary.
Cartoonist and
nationwide.
And all around crazy personality.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, he's the best of the best for sure. There's a lot of imitators, but there's only one, Dave Fitzsimmons.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I know who's imitating too. But all right, and then when you do this anniversary shindig, right?
Yeah.
Lots of Tucson history pictures and portraits, and so like you can go there and learn about the city as you're.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for asking that question.
Well, that's if I'm going to this event, right? Like, we're celebrating 250 years, and you're a museum. Like, that's great. This is how I'm going to find out about it.
The point of doing this is to give people a little bit more context and history, and remember. Okay, first of all, this is the O'odham land, and people have been here for thousands of years. And then how did this modern day city get here? And it's a kind of a complicated story. And I don't want to bore everybody, but the Spanish came up, and they basically said, hey, we're going to stick a flag in the ground and build a fort here. And then that kind of started this crazy combination of people coming and changes in culture and the makeup of the people in our community.
Yeah. How's the landscape changed over the last 250 years?
Good. Well, we have a lot less water. How about that?
Yeah, okay. All right, yeah. So, yeah.
That's right.
All right. Yeah, we used to have a river going through the town, right?
More beer.
We have the Santa Cruz River, and that's actually why. You know what?
They're
you probably
repurposing
don't realize
it.
how smart a question that is, because
Oh, no, I do.
The Santa Cruz River. That was that was why the fort was built here, because there was a nice big wide river. Water, there were people farming, anything you would need in the middle of a big desert. And so that's how it started. And then, then there was kind of this idea of like, well, once we've got this community of people here, then, more people start coming. And, we have a little bit of a clash with Mexico. We argue over the territory for a while. And then we finally kind of end up with Chinese Americans and Anglo Americans and Mexican Americans and Native Americans and
the melting pot that's America.
So.
Yeah. Now I do know they have been working on like reclaimed water projects to try to revitalize areas of places that have been hit with drought. I've been keeping a keen eye on desalination, if you will. They have a desalination station that's building in Rocky Point, an area where they're taking salt water, converting it into fresh water. And so the idea, I would hope, but of course, big business is involved in greed and stuff. But I would hope, like in an ideal world, we could take some of this rising salt water, right, and to turn it into fresh water and then repurpose it through the land and make it green valleys again and fill up the rivers that we have kind of like led to drought. I know I have lots of smart questions. It's the blonde. It's the Barrio blonde. And I start drinking. This is how I am at happy hours. Don't get me started. Yeah, I drink a little bit, and all of a sudden, it just opens up the brain. But, that's something that, again, it's wishful thinking, and I don't know how much of
what
that.
they've done here is they've basically recharged the riverbed so that, there actually is an area now of water that for part of the year is flowing.
Yeah.
Which didn't used to flow. So that's kind of nice.
And they saw species like come return and start to thrive in that area. So it kind of proved a point saying that that you can build back, right? Like they thought, okay, this is like extinct in this region. And then once they used the reclaimed water in the area, they noticed that like all the species that once thrived there all started returning and started building it back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And then you can go sit down by the river and have a beer.
Yeah, wouldn't that be fantastic?
I think I read somewhere there was the second brewery that was built was right by the river, and because obviously they needed
the
water.
resources.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Nice.
That's true.
Yeah, you got to get that water. I mean, that's the key ingredient in beer, right?
Yes.
Well,
See?
and
Scientist.
tell you have some
Little
of your drinks of
Einstein over
Sonora
there.
and wheat, right?
Actually, the Presidio Pale Ale will be the first one that we use.
Oh, yay!
For
So
Arizona
Sonoran
grown
wheat is this native wheat that we are regrowing, and you probably know Barrio Bread.
Oh, yeah.
Barrio Brewing.
Right.
They grow. They use the Sonoran wheat for their bread.
Right. Which is like almost widely recognized as some of the best bread in the world.
Right.
So I mean, I love it. I love, everything that is kind of cultivated through our Sonoran kind of backyard, because we have some unique different plants that add different flavors and textures.
That's
and
kind of how we ended up being the city of gastronomy.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
One of two in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Fusion of all kinds of.
just going in the backyard, and making those combinations of being like, So and we have chefs on all the time that talk about this, and so they're some of the biggest proponents of what is it? What is the term when you're one?
I think these
expert at
tastings
land?
are starting to affect you.
Okay, yeah. I'm a lightweight before 10 a.m. I seriously love drinking before noon. No, I don't get to do it often because responsibilities and stuff. But if you're talking about like a great time, like if I start drinking, like I used to do this. I'm rambling now. I used to do a birthday party on the air at a bar at 6 a.m. and we would just set up in a bar and we call it Tequila Sunrise and we just start drinking. They were the best shows. But the best part about that is you would just drink from you're from 6 to like noon, and then you look at the clock, you're like, what time is it? And you're like, oh, it's 12:30 in the afternoon. I still have time. It's like unlimited time. It's always fun.
And you actually able to then function the rest of the afternoon, or you just go home?
Oh,
and
I
pass
nap
out?
hard, nap so hard, but surprisingly, I was able to pace myself, and
Okay.
it was a tradition started in like college. They would do this at NAU, Tequila Sunrise. Yeah, you ever done it?
My husband went to NAU and he talked about Tequila Sunrise all the time.
And once you do it once, you're just like, why isn't everybody doing this? This is great. You wake up super early, and it sucks to wake up early. But when you're waking up early because you're going to go to the bar and do like a Bloody Mary and a shot, it changes your entire perspective.
I had that same mentality until I worked intake at the jail, and not funny.
Okay. That's fair. All right, we're going to get back on the air here. We're going to wrap things up, remind people where they can go for information of everything that we talked about today, which we talked about a lot of information today, to be honest with you. And then we'll wrap things up with a beef tip. 5 ways to stop your house from getting so dusty.
All right.
Yeah.
I pulled up a picture. Can you pull it up real quick?
All right, I'm going to pull up a picture real quick. We're back on the air. Rock 102.1 KFMA. What is this picture that you're going to show us here, Valdez?
How did your brain get here? I'm very excited to find out.
Say it close to the mic.
Vicky Valancourt.
Yes.
She's right here in studio. The hat, the lipstick. Look at that.
Oh, me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
I was trying to like.
Okay.
What celebrity crush do you remind me of? There we go.
All right. Thank you.
Sorry, Amy and Jamie. We had to take a moment out of plugging your anniversary event over this flirtation from Valdez.
Boom.
I see it. Okay. All right. Well,
baby.
well, it's always great to taste some Barrio Blonde in the morning. Of course, the big Arizona beer will be revealed during the event that's happening in August. Will people be able to try it before that?
Yeah, so we're going to be launching at the end of May.
Okay.
Our sales team will be out and about getting it available on draft at different locations throughout Tucson, but there could also be some places up in the valley if you live up there or just visiting.
Right.
And then we're, I believe the museum is going to have some cans available for sale.
Yeah, we'll have it available at the restaurant that we partner with, which is La Cocina and JoJo's restaurant.
Nice.
And then of course it'll be available on the event, which is August 23rd again. So.
And we're finalizing some distribution for cans in other places as well. So it should be available a lot of places, May through probably like September, November is what we're.
So you're going to look for like the beautiful cans celebrating 250 years of Tucson. That will be on Barrio Brewing's beers. Correct. They're going to be sold everywhere. And then, of course, you're going to be tasting it as we celebrate the 250-year anniversary of this fine town and learn more about the origins of the city and its evolution at the Presidio on August 23rd, right?
Correct.
Yes. And then the website for that was Arizona Presidio?
Tucson Presidio.
TucsonPresidio.com. Yeah, let's see if I can remember all the information that we've obtained this week, because I'd like to thank all of our guests this morning. We talked with Pete Cummings, azbikeweek.com, to get information for Arizona Bike Week, which is happening on the first weekend of April with tons of performances. And he reminds you to, plan to drive up there early because traffic with all those motorcycles going to be crazy. But camping is still available. Of course, the SVP Tucson, of course, is happening on April 3rd at the Fox Theater. SVPTucson.com to get ticket information there. And there you could also check out all these great nonprofit organizations and small businesses all vying for an opportunity to get grants and donations from people in participation or people that are present there. Oh, I'm tripping all over it. And, of course, the Presidio. All right, with that said, I think we got all the information there. This has been fantastic.
I forgot. Can I interrupt you real quick?
No! What did I forget? I thought I nailed it.
I forgot to mention, for the Presidio Pale Ale, we are doing a portion of sales going to the museum to help support.
Oh, yeah, that's great, too.
That is important.
That is important. That's great information. Because is it operate as a nonprofit?
Yeah, we are a nonprofit.
Yeah, okay, yeah. And, yeah, it's obviously, it's right there in the heart of Tucson,
great
too.
Support. We appreciate it.
Yeah, and the Presidio does, so many great things with kids and, summer camps and all different types of programs, as well as being a fantastic museum. So make sure you check it out. And you don't have to wait till August to do so, but August is going to be a banger because it's a celebration of 250 plus years right here in Tucson. All right, with that said, let's get into our beef tip. Here is 5 ways to stop your house from getting so dusty. All right, it's spring cleaning season.
And it's not getting you out of the house?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. I know. No. Okay, so regularly maintain your filters and vents, right? I mean, this is kind of boring information, but our houses get dusty. Is your house dusty? Don't lie to me.
Just the fans, just the ceiling fans sometimes.
Okay, yeah, you got to wipe those fans down. I know. Run an air purifier. You got to do that because it'll take dust and pollen out of the air. Blow, right? A vacuum every couple days, and not just the Roomba because that thing will give up on you, trust me. Keep your windows closed, which in the summertime, not a problem in Arizona. And they say leave your shoes at the door. So the easiest way to track dirt and dust throughout their house is by walking through the house. So you all have those friends that are super annoying, like take your shoes off as soon as you walk in. They're actually onto something. So, you could be cool and take your shoes off. Do you take your shoes off before you get into the house?
I do not. I have a dog. It's not worth it.
So you're just like, yeah, you live in Arizona. We deal with the dust.
That's right.
All right, well, there's your beef tip anyways. If you want to live in a dust-free house. Oh, by the way, in the summertime, good luck. I'd like to thank everybody for coming into the show today and all you guys for listening. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/beefvegan. But till then, Robin Nash is up next, and she has a keyword to give you at 11:15 this morning so you can win $2,000 cash. So keep it right here. We'll see you tomorrow bright and early with Emil and Mari. Until then, drive safe, ride safe, and as always, rock local. Later. I was getting a little buzzed, so it was difficult to stick the landing. I'll be honest with you.
Soon will come and
end
all your grief. But if you've been mean or kind of bad, I will knock out all your
Hopefully we got all that information. Hope you guys had a good time.